Hey everybody, let's take 5 minutes out of our day and meditate together on God's Word. I've heard it said that holding a grudge is like swallowing poison and hoping it kills somebody else. That's not how it works. Bitterness and anger not only hurt other people, but they hurt you. And this is why Jesus says in Matthew 5:21, "You have heard that it was said to those of old, 'You shall not murder,' and whoever murders will be liable to judgment. But I say to you that everyone who is angry with his brother will be liable to judgment. Whoever insults his brother will be liable to the council, and whoever says, 'You fool,' will be liable to the hell of fire." I know we may look at murderers as being far away from us, but if you're angry, if you have anger in your heart, if I have anger in my heart, I'm on the same moral plane as someone who commits the worst crime towards somebody else. Ask yourself, this makes us ask ourselves, have you ever been angry with someone? Have you ever hated somebody? Have you ever wished somebody were dead? Have you ever said things about somebody else that you wanted another person to think poorly of them because they mistreated you? Character assassination. Jesus goes from talking about salt of the earth, light of the world, to talking about your brother. Jesus didn't tell us to love people in general or love humanity, these abstract terms. He said love individuals, love that person. It's one thing to love, people in general. It's one thing to love somebody on the other side of the world or in some other foreign place. It's something else to love somebody next door to you, someone you see regularly who not only gets under your skin, but hurts you. We tend to run away from our problems. We tend to blame other people, not face what we have done. And that leads to hating people. It leads to using people and abusing other people. The answer to our anger isn't hatred. The answer is humility, truth, and reconciliation. It takes humility to admit that you're wrong. And when we think about our anger, we typically think about somebody else who did us wrong. But do we ever think about someone who may be angry at us for what we have done? Because that's where Jesus drives us to think, what have you done? Not about what somebody else has done, what have you done? And so he addresses it. He says, "So if you are offering your gift at the altar, and there remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there before the altar and go. First be reconciled to your brother, and then come and offer your gift. Come to terms quickly with your accuser while you're going with him to court, lest your accuser hands you over to the judge, and the judge to the guard, and you be put in prison. Truly I say to you, you will never get out until you have paid the last penny." This is not just legal advice. This is not on how to avoid penalties, how to avoid a trial. He's talking about relationships. Jesus, in his kingdom values, wants us to take care of our relationships. So it's not about avoiding penalties. It's about avoiding a bad relationship. Kingdom people, disciples of Jesus, know that human relationships are very important. We shouldn't treat other people like we are more important than they are, like our lives mean more. And that's upside down values, because we've been trained by just existence. And I don't know if it's instinct or the fall or what, but we're trained to watch out for yourself, take care of yourself more than you take care of anybody else. But Jesus tells us otherwise. Phrases like, "I don't care what people think," or "I'm just going to speak my mind," those are not kingdom values. Jesus is inviting us to take part in his kingdom and to be a part of what he's doing on earth, to bring his kingdom on earth as it is in heaven. And so we're seeing that here. And we'll see more about that invitation next time we take 5. I'll see you then.